What's up, everybody? Gideonstactical here. Just want to do a quick intro for you for the next couple weeks. We're going to be doing a bunch of field testing on a lot of the K-Bar Becker BK model knives. These are amazing knives. You really can't go wrong. They are so many different sizes, types, fits, and feels. Regardless if you're getting like the little tiny BK14 Escobar or you're going with the big old, BK9 or the brand new BK10 Crewman, BK2, all the different knives. We're going to test out a ton of them, thrash on them. Really, for the price point, you can't go wrong. There's some of the best on the market, and they're all under $100. You're going to get a U.S.-made 1095 high-carbon knife, that has the handle scales on either side, so they're very durable. You can baton with them, thrash on them, very reliable, and all sorts of sizes, good weight, good sheaths for the most part, and you really can't go wrong with them. They're just amazing knives. So I just wanted to kind of release a series here for one a week for the next several weeks of the BK Becker line. They're just awesome by K-Bar. You're not going to regret purchasing one of these. And I just want to show you this to you as we start to get into summer of 2013, and a lot of you guys are going to be going on backpacking trips and camping. You're trying to figure out what knife to buy. The Beckers are definitely worth it for the price. You really can't go wrong. So enjoy the next couple of weeks in these videos. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay equipped, stay prepared, enjoy these, and I'll see you out there. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Gideonstactical. Today, as you can see on me, we are testing out the Becker BK10 Crewman through K-Bar, new for 2013. Camillus, originally with the original Becker line, produced this knife. Give you a little history really quick. Camillus, back in the day when Becker and Camillus worked together before Becker went to K-Bar, Ethan Becker started working with K-Bar. Camillus came to him and said they wanted to upgrade their Air Force survival knife. So he came up with this BK10 Crewman. It was his design. So it is designed for air crewmen, obviously called the Crewman, BK10, so that they could, if they had the parachute out, their craft got shot down, their aircraft or whatever, that they could both survive and get out of hairy situations if need be, and basically get to friendly, if they were like shot down behind enemy lines, and get back to the friendly part of the lines. So that's what this knife is designed for. We'll do one or two quick tests, also kind of practicing that line of thought of, trying, maybe you get injured, getting out of a plane or something, and see how this BK10 can perform. We're going to see how it does. So let's go ahead and kick the crap out of it today. If you were an air crewman, which is what this BK10 is named after and designed for, surviving, if you're an air crewman and you have to jump out of a plane, is that you may very easily have broken your wrist, your arm. So one of your appendages of either of your arms may have been broken, and then it's going to be very difficult for you to use a knife well. So one thing that you could do, I'm only going to be using one hand, I'm going to pretend my left hand was completely broken, would be you stab your knife into a good log that you found. Just take another little piece, pound it in a little bit. This is all one-handed. I'm going to do this. And I need to get feather sticks going for a fire, let's say. So I pound it in really nice and secure. Then I find my other twigs that I'm using, my other sticks that I'm using that I want to start a fire with. And then I just pull along the blade. And you can see here I'm only using one hand to be able to get really fine shavings that I would not be able to do if one of my arms was broken if I was trying to hold the knife in a certain way. So you can pound it into a piece of wood that you found. And you can see there I can either carve this to, again, get the tinder I need for a fire, or if I needed to whittle a spear or something else, or whatever, I could easily do this and use this knife for an extended period of time with only one hand. So that's pretty cool, and just something that you can do, and that this BK Crewman excels at like this. This is awesome, and I love using it this way. All right, we got 1 ton, so 2,000 pound rated cord, very similar to paracord here. Just want to show you how the BK10 can cut through here. Boom, go right through it. Just a little bit of pressure, easily goes right through that cord with just a little bit of pressure. I love that, man, that's awesome. Going to town on that cord. So if you were tangled up, in your parachute, you had to cut the cords to get down. This would easily cut through that 550 paracord because this is rated much thicker, much heavier rating. 550 is rated only to 550 pounds. This is rated to 2,000 pounds. So your parachute cord, this will definitely go through webbing, your seatbelt, if you're using this kind of as a bug out bag or in your Humvee or whatever. I mean, this BK10 will slice right through that 1 ton rated cord. So one of the things as I use this knife is, this thumb ramp is very similar to the BK7 and BK9 thumb ramps, which are kind of uncomfortable when you see me doing what I'm doing. This kind of is starting to crap my hand, doesn't feel very good, and pretty quickly is going to really just fatigue my thumb and just isn't very comfortable this way. But what's awesome is either, obviously you can just do this normal push cut, which doesn't give me as much control as I like to have with a knife. But with this particular model, I can get my thumb over that thumb ramp because it's not very high. I think the BK7 definitely has a higher, longer thumb ramp. I can easily get my thumb over there and then push, and now I can basically choke up, and I'm getting really good traction and coverage with this knife, and I'm able to basically push over the thumb ramp, and I can go to town all day long doing this detailed feather work by just putting my thumb, resting it basically up here like you see me doing it. And this is very comfortable, very easy to do. If you're lost and you have a dog that's whining, you'll never have to worry about getting found. Tommy the trail dog is a little whiny today, wants daddy to be close to him. But as you can see here, this is pretty good. I'm not getting fatigued. My thumb isn't, starting to cramp. Then I can go back here, adjust it, keep going, put my thumb here. Again, this is not ideal. This kind of starts to cramp my thumb when I have my thumb up here on the thumb ramp and jimping. This is much more for tactical fighting use than for the wilderness that you see me doing. So either here or here is going to do the best and feel the most comfortable in your hand when you're using the BK10. Alright, so I just wanted to do close up and personal on the BK10 here with the sheath and just give you really close up stuff as we go through this field testing. We'll jump right back into the field testing and wrap up the review, but I just wanted to get it really up close and personal because it is a new knife and I just want to show it to you guys. So here's the sheath right here. Got 3 lashing points down here for paracord. Nice extra little nylon loop here. Kedora sheath made out of nylon. You got the molly on the back all the way along the back there, which is nice. Then I love this feature about these new K-bar knives that they got coming out recently with their sheaths. Velcro and a button, which is awesome, and it opens up so you can put it on your belt without taking your belt off. I really dig that. That's sweet. Pop it back into place. Cool. Then you got dual lashings plus the 2 lashings there for paracord. So this is jump ready if you did want to carry this, as a paratrooper or, jumping out of a plane. Then you got your nice little Velcro pocket. Basic. You can get some small stuff in there, a little survival kit, your fire steel, a sharpener rod possibly, or something like that you can get in there without too much trouble. Nice strong buttons. And then you pull out the BK10. Oh, wait a second, that's the BK2. Yeah, guys, I just wanted to show you that. This is what's awesome about this sheath, is it is wide, got a big wide mouth. This is the new sheath they also send with some of the BK2s, or you can buy aftermarket. So I wanted to show you that the BK2, it is the BK10 Crewman sheath. Here it is, don't worry, don't freak out. This is the right video you're watching. This will fit in your BK2 will fit in the BK10 Crewman sheath. So if you have the BK2 and you have one of those crappier, not Kydex, but glass reinforced nylon sheaths, you're trying to figure it out, or you haven't found the right sheath yet, or you're looking right now and you want to buy a BK2 and maybe you find one on eBay or something that doesn't have a sheath with it, hey, buy your BK10 and you basically can interchange the sheaths between the BK10 and BK2. These will both fit in that same sheath, which is awesome. And I just want to show you here really quick the side-by-sides of the BK2 and BK10. They are very similar. I'm going to try and line them up perfectly here. There we go. Okay, so basically what you're getting, just so you can see side-by-side, very similar in size. You're getting just a 1/4 inch more on the edge with the BK10,
but it is about 1/4 of an inch shorter on the handle. So they basically just moved up the length from the handle to the tip of the blade. Just wanted to show you that. And then of course the BK2 1/4 inch thick, BK10 3/16 of an inch thick. You can see it is a thinner knife. So just kind of wanted to show you those two little features there. Obviously drop point, clip point. So, but what's awesome about the BK10, what I really like about it, guys, is that because the blade is thinner, the handle is thinner, and it fits a lot better in my hand than BK2. Don't get me wrong, I love the BK2. Never going to get rid of this knife. Every guy should have, if you're a knife guy, you should have a BK2. But it is a really thick, heavy blade, obviously, and not necessarily the most enjoyable knife to wield. This thing is awesome. It's just so thin. It's lightweight, easy to move around, flip around, woo, woo, you know, whatever, play with. I mean, you know, caress your blades, everybody. Yeah. You know, it's going to feel just really good in your hand, and it's thinner, so it just feels nicer. And particularly maybe, you know, you're rocking the BK2 and your wife really wants to get a blade because she's out there in the woods with you all the time. This is a little bit thinner and will fit her hands probably a little bit better, but I love it. I love how the fit and feel in my hand. You can see there. I wear large size gloves, even though they took a little bit off the handle. Doesn't bother me in the least. Nice big lanyard hole. Hammer down there for either pommeling, hammering, doing whatever you want. Full 10 construction. The handles are awesome. Good jimping, like we talked about with that cutting test. There it is, and the ramp is shorter and lower than the BK7, and that's why I like it, and I can scoot up over it and do that detailed work like we've talked about if need be. Then you got, again, that clip point design there. Just want to show you that. Really nice. I mean, it's dead center with the blade basically, and it is reinforced all the way through. You can see that tip goes reinforced and really nice and thin down there, so you can do that really good stabbing and penetrating that we'll wrap up here in just a second. I'll show you some stabbing tests, but it's very durable and wide. I mean, we're looking at a pretty wide blade there, so you can do some digging and, you know, shoveling, you know, if you had to, for whatever reason you don't have a shovel or a spade or something like that and you need that, hey man, it'll do the job. Nice 3/16 of an inch thick, which is my fave. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like 1/4 inch thick. It's fun, it's cool, it's going to blast through wood a little bit better, but this is just more capable in my opinion, more usable as 3/16 of an inch thick. That's kind of my favorite. You got that saber grind. Weighs in, I believe, around 11.5 ounces. It's going to be just slightly lighter than BK7, but again, it is shorter. And again, you got that 5 1/4 inch blade, basically, actual cutting edge. I'm measuring that from the cutting edge, not the handle. Cutting edge to the tip is right around 5 1/4, just over 5 inches. So again, and I love that length as well. I mean, it just lends itself to be an awesome survival utility blade. But yep, just wanted to show you that. And wanted to surprise you with the sheath. It is a totally ambidextrous sheath for the BK2 or the BK10. Let's go ahead and jump back on into this review. You can see there, as I'm stabbing, getting really good penetration, and I'm totally prying with that tip. We're not getting any damage, rolling, chipping, breaking, nothing bad with that tip. The finish is wearing off a little bit. I will say that over the years, the Becker line of products, the finish has kind of gone a little bit downhill. You can see it starting to wear off right there where the saber grind stops and goes into the flat, and here on the tip with not, I mean, I've only taken this out a couple days, beating on it in different ways and stuff, so not the best. You know, it's definitely a spray-on type of coating, but you're going to get that with most knives, you know, nowadays out there. But you can see there, that tip, and we're penetrating a good 1.5 inches. That clip point design with that unsharpened swedge up here really lends itself to be able to stab really well. You're going to be able to penetrate
you know, if you're stabbing at some guy's gut. And you know, I'm even with the jimping, I realized with the thumb ramp as I was stabbing it, you know, while I was standing into the side of the tree, that doesn't feel very comfortable. My thumb was kind of sliding all over the place every time I stabbed. I'd much rather be holding it like this. So I'm finding, just again, the more I use knives, the more I use fixed blades, that thumb ramps really, for me personally, I'm just talking about for my personal uses, don't really seem to work very well, regardless if they're for tactical or not. I'd much rather just have a completely flat spine. This has a really good finger groove down here with the guard. So either way, I'm not sliding down and going to hurt myself, even with these Gryvery handles that are, you know, are hard plastic. They don't have a lot of texturing to them. I'm totally locked in. And then if you want to upgrade, you can put the micarta handles that fit on the BK2, the BK7 or BK9, all those are interchangeable with the BK10 if you did want to upgrade to micarta handles. But for stabbing, I mean, it's a great stabber, great penetrator. You're not going to worry about cutting yourself, riding up. You know, it's a good tactical blade with the weight. I like that size too, about 5.3 inches long with the blade. I mean, I just love using that type of style of knife for almost everything, including, you know, if I had to use it on a fighting, you know, style or not, or survival. It's just going to do really, really well. For stabbing as well as for tactical use. Nice. Now we're talking. Now you see, that is what's going to happen with that clip point. That unsharpened swedge is super thin. So your batoning stick, you got to get a really good strong batoning stick. Otherwise, you're going to get your stick snapping in half as you go through wood if you're not careful. See, just like that. You can see there we go. Get some of that dry wood in there. You know, again, just like all these Becker models, the larger ones with this handle hook back here, really lends itself to just be an amazing chopper and chop just so well. Feel very comfortable in your hand. It's not wanting to slide out or anything. And this BK10 for a 5.3 inch blade, very impressed. Oh yeah, man. Get in there. Yeah. Whew. You know, and that's a lot of that is just the weight. Weighs in right around 11 ounces. Just a hair lighter than the BK7. So basically, if you have a BK7, or you know the weight of a BK7, and you just want something a little shorter, more compact, you know, something that you can show you right here, something that you can put on your rig, and that's really what I mean. I'm on a day hike today. I'm probably going, you know, 6 miles. You know, I'm at 11,000 feet, huffing and puffing. I got like 40 pounds of gear on me because we're doing tests today. You know, I don't want to be huffing and puffing around, you know, a 7-inch blade like on my leg or having to strap it to my pack. I'd rather just have it right here so it's easily accessible. And that's what a 5-ish inch knife allows you to do, is I can just strap this sucker on and barely even know it's there. You know, and then I can go hike and do everything that I need to do, and it's right here if I need it, and I'm not having to fumble for it, you know, take my pack off to get to my knife, you know, or something like that, and it has the same weight as the BK7. So really the only downside to it is the fact that it can't span as much wood when you're batoning. That's really the only downside to the BK10 when you're talking about weight, whether or not it's worth it, the chopping capabilities. The BK10 chops just as good as BK7. You can see here as I'm doing this thing is just plowing through this pine, dried out pine. And again, very easy to use if you're sitting around a campsite, you know, whittling, carving, having to make a feather stick, making a tent peg. I can choke up again like we talked about over that thumb ramp and get a little closer in. With this type of stuff, when you're not pushing quite as hard, you can use a thumb ramp as well. It's still not quite as comfortable as I would like. You know, getting those little feather sticks going there. Or just holding it like that. Now again, remember, this is pitched as a survival tactical knife, you know, that you're supposed to, it's basically a jack of all trades, master of none when it comes to the BK10. It batons really well for the size. It chops really well for the size. It carves really well. It does all those things well, but they're not like outstanding, right home about it. Oh my gosh, the BK10 is the best carver on the planet. Or the BK10 is the best, you know, batoner or chopper. It's not going to be the best at any of those things, but it's good enough to get all those jobs done well and, you know, stand up to hard use. And that's really what this knife is designed for. And then, you know, if you're sitting here and you want to do it more kind of a bushcrafty type of stuff, you know, you can do the reverse grip just like that. Very similar to the BK2. BK10 is very comfortable. You can do this with ease. Feels nice, just kind of getting in the way. But overall, easy to wield. You can do it for a long period of time, all the different tasks. And really for the size, again, you know, if size is one of your issues, BK10 is going to do just as good as the BK7 except when spanning and batoning. And if you don't use your knife to baton, you know, or you have just a bigger dedicated one, you have your BK9, you want to rock this one as your, you know, smaller, you know, wilderness blade, do it. I mean, it's going to be awesome. It's going to do a great job with all those type of needs. And yeah, it's definitely a great outdoors knife to be sure, as well as I think would work really, really well for you out there who are deploying, who are looking for about a 5.5 inch, really survival tactical blade. BK10 is definitely one worth checking out. A home run, in my opinion, with the Khedora sheath, with what everything it produces for you and provides for you. BK10 home run. So everybody, thanks for watching. Stay equipped, stay prepared. We'll see you out there.